and 0.72%. So this morning we're kind of going to see how we look opening. We might see another another what's it called another gap down if we have more fear in the market. We might see some catalyst coming in from a Trump tweet or anything like that. Yeah, good thing you fixed it. And we have a couple of scenarios today. So for our SPY, our level for today is roughly around the 617 to 624 with key resistance at 619 to 620, where the gamma walls sit in the options market. If we break out above resistance, if SPY clears 619 with volume, it could run to 621 to 623 for QQQ. We're looking for upward momentum past its near intraday highs, which I have labeled out here. You can't really see it on my screen because I'm just on the Discord right now. But I have the weekly highs panned out and everything like that. Scenario B, if we reject or we fail to cross that line, if we bounce off the gamma wall around 619 and we break 618, downside risk towards 614 or lower exists. So we're looking to play puts. If we reject 619 and we break 618, and we're looking for calls if we clear 619.5 with volume. We don't want to just go if we have like a small break. We want a big break that shows that we want to continue upside. Um, so catalyst watch list, we have the trades deadline tomorrow, very important. Any new tariff announcements that might hinder us, and then tech earning or news. Um, we have Tesla and Nvidia rebounding around 1.1% from that type of stuff. So this morning, uh, Bukayo Saka can't hear me speak. Is everyone else having issues or is it just them too? I don't want to like. Okay, it's just I don't want to like give all the information and then have to repeat it because it is a lot and we don't have too much time for you. Right now, so just kind of getting the pre stuff out of the way. Let me know when you're good, Saka. Yeah, I don't know what that is, to be honest. I wish I could help you there. You still can't hear? I mean, maybe let me just try to mute or unmute or something. Uh, maybe that did something, I'm not sure. But maybe I think we'll just restart your Discord. Alright, so I'll keep going slowly. So, we might have some incoming economic data or Fed signals that may change the yield slash inflation trajectories. Those are super important, and a lot of people and a lot of fear around those. Um, Quickly looking at this. I haven't talked about the option thing yet, Sokka, if you can hear me. I'm gonna talk about that later. But so basically, like just in summary, we're looking for going long above 619.5, targeting 621 to 623, and then shorts if we get clamped up at the 619 to 618 range, and we're targeting 614 to 610. So that's basically what we're doing for SPY and QQQ. QQ, a little bit different, obviously different numbers, but they both kind of go the same way, so we'll kind of see a rejection. And all indicators are on, so We're gonna look for signals on that to find some swings that we might not be seeing the directly through the chart. Um, uh, and then we're gonna set up a 30-minute orb for the first 30 minutes of SPY and the QQQ. And whenever we break the orb, we're gonna look to go long or short. Basically, what that means is, let me get my chart up. So let's say you guys see this blue line, this red line? Let's say these are the 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows. Typically, when you break the 30-minute highs and lows, with volume, you tend to follow with you tend to follow with some size. So let's say we break the 30-minute lows, we might be able to catch a solid play going to the downside. So we're kind of gonna play whatever it gives us. I just want to make sure today isn't a bad price action day like yesterday. It was pretty tough to day trade. I stayed away for the most part. I caught one signal for my indicator. I can go back actually. So I actually caught this right here, this little short signal. But then after that, I just called it a day, took my profits, and walked away. So let's hope we can catch one of those today. We have around 2 minutes before open. I'm okay with that. I have SPY pulled up on my other monitor. You guys are just looking at QQQ because I personally like to trade QQQ more, but the SPY levels today are stronger. So I'll just pull SPY up on this one. So then we have that. Um, yeah, these are the pre-market values, by the way. This is live. Um, the extended trading hours. While we're here, I'm gonna go quickly look at how SMG is doing pre-market. I'm pretty sure last time I looked, they didn't move a single penny. Yeah, so they're still sitting at 68.14. Huge support under that 68 range, so I'm not too worried about them. We still have 40 days till expiration for all those who are in that trade. Still setup is great. I think I actually have the chart open, so we can actually, or I don't have the chart open, but I can get it open. I was looking at something else. Someone was showing me. So here is our SMG on the um chart. We got in right here at this spot, very good entry, but the weekend kind of hurt us with the delta decay. I mean not the delta decay, but the decay. Um, we looking, we broke structure here, but kind of pulled back. So this might be the real handle, and then we're gonna have a solid break to the upside very soon. Just waiting on that. We have a nice demand zone right underneath. Oh, finally you can hear. That's good. Oh, and Sokka asked a great question. So there are screeners that find cheap contracts. So we just opened. Big bearish candle off open, little sell off, but I'm not gonna even react to what it does. So when you're trading, day trading, I wouldn't even trade for the first 30 minutes. You need some sort of projection, and what I like to do is turn off extended trading hours and going back to our regular 1 minute. And since we're day trading, I'm gonna go into my little signals here. I'm gonna turn off a couple things. We don't need that. We don't need that. We can get rid of. I'm looking for something here. Maybe I'm blind. Where are trend lines? Sorry guys, I'm blind right now. We don't need this. Where are? Oh, here we are. Okay. That should make it a little cleaner. Just slightly. So yeah, this is the signal I caught yesterday. For trading SPY and QQQ. I'm looking. Oh yeah. So Sokka asked about cheap contracts. So one thing that certain screeners have is a cheap contract screener. I have a friend who bought a membership with this company, and on a Discord he has that cheap contract screener. So I can show you guys a picture of what it looks like. I don't wanna give it out because I don't think he would like that. And also I don't wanna like promote other Discords while I'm here, but pretty nice. I could show you this real quick. I'll send a picture into the chat here. There's a picture of what it looks like in the chat of the premium live class. And the signals that I have set up for today, they don't alert. They alert on the 30-minute time frame and the 1 hour time frame. So we have to wait till 10 o'clock to even get those signals, anyways. So for now, it's just gonna be kind of sitting and watching what Spy wants to do. I might. We kind of opened above that 619 range. So if we have a pullback here, um, we gotta watch the 618.5 on a break. It is kind of tight margins today, but we'll see what direction we want to go. We already broke the pre-market low, which is usually a sign of things to come. That's this orange line. These orange lines, those are the pre-market highs and lows. They're good for trading SPY if you're ever trading SPY or QQQ and you're in between the pre-market high and pre-market low, there's a good chance that you're gonna stay in there until you break it. So I would never trade anything inside these pre-market highs and lows, for sure. And I still have trend lines on. I need to turn that off. Don't need that. Quickly, let's zoom out. Let's look to see what we have um, around here. So we have our 52-week high right here, and looks like we have a nice not well not very nice, but we have a what's it called? A supply zone up here, and we have two demand zones down here. This one's not as strong, um, but the 619 range is uh is very nice for trading SPY because we kind of tend to be around that range, and it's a pretty difficult range to break. That's why when this broke, I took it. So basically same strategies yesterday. Oh yeah, so SMG, they opened um, up about 0.5%. We should see some continuation in that, and even if we don't, we have our first demand zone right here, which is a pretty strong demand zone. If we break this demand zone, I'll look to kind of trim a little bit, maybe put some less size into it, but I'm not too worried right now. We have 40 days till expiration. Great cup, and then this might actually be our handle right here. So we might have gotten faked out by this little guy right here and this little fake out, but we're still in. We still got in at a better entry point than anyone else. Um, so the only thing that killed us was the overall time that from when we took the trade to now. That's what a long weekend does to you in a half a day, which is just unfortunate. Any other week we would be up already a decent amount, but the short week can't kill us. So that's the little SMG update. SPY, kind of looking here, still in that pre-market range. And then we're going to use equilibrium today to kind of determine where a price should be and kind of see um, in days where we're overextended. I'll show you that after, but in days that we're under, we break equilibrium like this, where we went from being right here and then we kind of went down. At some point, price will always target back up here. It targeted there a little late in the day, so it's hard to catch, but usually when you're below equilibrium, you're going to try to climb up there, and you most likely will reject, and you can play downside. Or if you're above equilibrium, let me see if I can find an example. If you're above equilibrium, like here, so we had a long signal right here, and then the entire day we were above, and last second we came back to equilibrium. So you definitely have to watch out with those. We might see a play where we can use that equilibrium to bounce and either go up or down. We still have to see what the market wants to give us. Yesterday was pretty tough overall, trading wise. So we gotta be careful today that we don't get caught in the same storm. I'm pretty sure we have FOMC tomorrow. I think someone's speaking, which is usually never really great for usually never pretty great for trading the day before because everything's just kind of either hesitant or not enough volume to make a real difference. So we have a weak high already, which doesn't really matter to us right now, but this is the line that we're going to be watching for for a for a orb break. Um, on the upside, our downside is still forming, and we still have 20 minutes before we have our actual area for the orb to play. And the strategy is pretty simple. You basically just you set. I have my indicator automatically does it, but you set the 30-minute high and you set the 30-minute low, and then you basically play. You play longs or puts depending on which way the market goes. So let's say let's say after 30 minutes, this is the high, and let's say this line right here is the low. So, if we break this line with a good amount of volume with a decent sized candle, there's a solid chance that we continue upside. If we break this line with a solid red candle, then there's a good chance we continue downside to the next demand zone. Um, the strategy itself has a probably like 70% win rate. You just have to be careful because with day trades, obviously, things change really quickly. News gets in the way, and that's the biggest thing right now with indicators and algorithms. They're kind of struggling because everything right now is news based. Nothing's really typical movements. Everything's just waiting on tariffs. Everything's waiting on Elon and Trump beef, and just everything's a lot of watching and less playing. Let's see here what we got. We have Tesla at 296. I think Tesla can easily recover to that 330 range. I think it sits very comfortably over there. I'm actually personally looking at TSLL leaps. I'm looking right now at the I'm looking right now at the let me look here. I wrote it down somewhere, but I'll actually open up the menu. I'm looking at the January 16th, 2026 calls, and I'm actually looking at the I just dropped something. I'm looking at the 13.43 calls. Um, everything's honestly not too expensive, and there is a very high chance that we see Tesla back in the 330 range literally in 2 weeks. SoFi has been really nice to watch. I just got the notification that they're up 5.9% today. Hit $20 a share, which is just pretty cool to see for a stock like them. Um, yeah, the one sucky thing that I'm kind of disappointed with SMG is, we're climbing in value, but our premiums aren't moving like they should be. And I don't know what it is. We entered at 67. We're at 68.5 right now, and we actually are down $20 on per contract, which sucks to see, but let's hope SNG can keep climbing. And yeah, we have 40 days. I'm not really worried. What I do really want to see is UNH make a run. I really thought they were gonna break out earlier on this big run over here, but unfortunately they decided not to. But that's okay. I'm gonna switch to 1 hour for my Tesla up again because we actually might take Tesla leaps on stream. So yeah, as you see this big range being in between 320 and 330. Um, Definitely be careful. It's a big resistance, but if you break it, you have a lot of room. So as you see, if this candle right here, we actually broke the 330 range and we went instantly up to the next leg, which was 350, and that's one candle from 330 to 350. So definitely Tesla right now is you're down 30. I think you should just hold. Um, I think you should hold. I don't think you have to worry. Right now, you have so much time till expiration, and Tesla is really just down 30% because of the beef with Elon. Financially, they're still doing well. I know they had the news about the sales in Europe going down, but there's only so much you can do, and they're still one of the biggest companies in the world, and they have a lot of good things for them going for them. Um, but yeah, I was actually I'm looking at those. It's going long right now on UNH Good. It broke through one of those zones. So with UNH, it's really tough because they are really stuck in the zone they're at right now. So I know it kind of looks like they broke the zone, but if I kind of go back to UNH, they're stuck in the zone from like 290 to to um to 312. So they had this one run up right here, which I really thought that they were gonna keep it going. But they really do get trapped in the zone, and I think it's really tough to trade them right now. I still actually have leaps for 330 calls, but those are my worst calls right now. But I'm still holding because I think they're still severely undervalued. And once people start stepping in, once buyers start stepping in off a run, which I thought was the last run, but once buyers really start stepping in, then we're gonna see a big jump. And don't be surprised if you see UNH go from 330 to 400 a day for a scalp. You can. It's let me pull up the 1 minute. I'm on Spy right now. Let me pull up the 1 minute for UNH. That's the 2 minute. I have to zoom in here. Yes, we have a demand zone right here. Change of character right here before going into close. Let me see if we have any buy signals. Yeah, so we had triple buy signals here. I'll let you know. Let me see what the next. I mean, I think you could scalp up to 312. That's really the biggest. That's usually the biggest demand zone. I mean, supply zone that there is. This right here, you gotta be careful for this. But other than that, I mean, you could definitely scalp, but I think it's risky, personally, because just the way UNH moves, it's not typical for a regular stock. But I do really like them, as a ticker. I'm looking at SMG here. We're up almost to 69, which I do love to see. But for some reason, I don't know if my trading view is wrong or Robinhood is wrong. So I'm looking at Robinhood and it's saying it's at 68.46, but I'm looking at TradingView and it's saying it's at 68.8, and I actually don't know which one's right. I'm doing day trades later on today, so I would just save your capital for that, which is basically just scalping. So uh, Can someone check SMG's price for me? Because I'm confused. Um, I'm seeing two different things right now on what it is. Oh, my Robinhood just updated. It's up to wow, it's weird. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, SMG just went up a lot, and the premiums are still 2.1. I really don't understand how they're moving. I guess there's not a lot of volume in these. You definitely shouldn't be the same after a stock goes up that much, but we're up to 2.13, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna let that be. I'm not gonna look at that anymore. I kind of want to turn a blind eye almost to it because we have so many days till expiration. All the stuff that happens in like the intraday doesn't really matter as much. But yeah, I still have my little magnet up there as a joke. We're getting closer to that 10 o'clock time, which is when I want to put my orb down for real, for spy. Anyone have any tickers that they want to look at while we're waiting for something to happen? Let me quickly check flow. Let me see what we got working with us. See if any flow came out for today. I'm sure it has. Um, was this the day? Let's look at this actually. CS. Let's look at some Costco. Like, I keep doing 0. Oh, it's Cisco. I mean, sorry. Um, we have 71 calls. Expiring August 1st, and somebody put 73,000 into it. Let's see what we can see. Definitely a little strange. We have the 52-week high actually above us. Okay. And then it looks like, I can't tell, but I think we actually bounced. Let me turn this off. Let me zoom in. I think we might have actually, yeah, so we bounced off the weekly low, and that's a big bounce, as you can see here. Actually, no, we didn't. We bounced off the pre-market low. Okay. See, this is why it's good to not just use flow, because what I see here when I look at this, I see this 52 high, and this is a big rejection zone. And if it rejects here, those contracts are burned. Especially because they're August 1st expiration, which is still further out, but I don't think it's far enough to. I think they're basically banking on it breaking the 52-week high and having some momentum to hit around that 71 range, or they're playing up to the 52-week high. But I mean, if I look at it now, they entered with an average. Actually, they have an average of around 0.49. Let's see what those contracts are actually at now. Um, Cisco, August 1st. So those 71 calls are 0.5. So they're up a cent on the contracts, but um their total premium is around 73,000. 77,000 actually. You think we could short SPY when it hits 622? Let me look at SPY again. So to short SPY today, I'm actually looking at a level of it breaking 618.5. That is my level today. 618.5 is a big is a big area for rejection. I'll actually put our first level is 619 and 618.5. Let me quickly put just this down here. We're almost at 10 o'clock for the orb. Um, I'm gonna start looking for more potential plays that we can hit. I'm gonna keep looking at flow. So okay, we have IBIT 69 calls expiring August 29th, and the total premium value is 335,000. So pretty high premium value. Let's see, I'm pretty sure is this one of the rush about yeah the iShares Bitcoin Trust. So this is one of those that I personally wouldn't touch. 11% out of the money is a pretty big deal, and their premium cost was about 1.68. Wow, so it's pretty expensive, even going out of the money on these. So this is one of those that I will also not take. Um, ANF 70 put. Um, let's see here. Ooh, okay, big red candle on that. Actually might have a we might have a sell indicator on this. No, no sell indicator yet, but we're still in that pre-market high and low, which is kind of surprising off that candle. Um, let's see what these contracts are at right now. Let's see. Let's see if these guys are up or down. So these expire the 15th of August and 70 puts. They had 0.85 and their average is 0.68. So they actually had a nice entry here. Um, off these, they're probably up around 20-30%. So props to the whales for this one. That one was at 9:45, so we kind of missed it by around 10 minutes. So some of these entries that these whales take are pretty good. And that's what's nice is if you can get a trade in with good flow and a great setup, then you kind of set up for success. It's pretty tough to fail that way, but biggest thing that will make you fail is actually just the news. Okay, let's see. F&D, Floor and Decor Holdings. We have 62.5 put. 100% ask and average fill price for 0.47. So this is one of those that's pretty interesting. Whenever you have a whale that does 100% ask, it tends to be a high confidence trade. Um, that means that they just want to get in at the price they're at. They know it's gonna be profitable in the long run. So this one's pretty interesting. I don't want to force a trade right now, but I'm definitely gonna keep this one on the radar. Um, we have some signals. We actually have a buy signal on the 1 minute on QQQ, so let's actually go check that out while we're here. I'm not gonna take it just because whenever we get buy signals like this early on in the morning, they're pretty tough to be accurate, just because they're still what's it called? They're still ranging. Um, no point of forcing a trade like that, but it's good to see that the bot's working and we're getting all the alerts we need to be. I know there's a lot of lines on my screen, but I promise every single one means something. Um, but This range right here, we don't really want to buy or sell in. It's pre-market highs and lows. Gotta be careful with those. Still have three minutes until the orb is complete. Uh, let's see what we got for other flow. But I'm definitely putting FND on the watch list for today. Um, definitely doing that. 62.5 puts. They're pretty out of the money. August 15th expiration, decently far out, and all filled at ask. So all the signs are pointing to a good trade, and the chart doesn't look too bad. So um, I'll just put that in the chat so we can just have that sitting there. 62.5, 8/15, and their average fill is 0.47 and 225,000 in premiums. So I just put that in the little premium live chat that we have. So that's going to be the first one on our watch list today. And we're also going to be watching TSLL 1 slash, I'll just put 2026, 14 calls. Actually, you know what? Let's look at the 13 calls. So those are our first two on the watch list for today. Let's quickly take a look at I'm gonna quickly check Tesla again. I don't wanna forget about them and see them explode. Big wick here on this candle, but kind of to be expected with Tesla. Okay, we have some more time with them. I'm checking Kava now. Big flow, it just came in for Kava for 65 puts. What do we see here? These are for 8/15 as well. I don't see a put setup, I'm not gonna lie, for Kava. This might be something that they know that I don't, but the FND is a large flow play, and I like the chart on the 1 hour. So I just put that in there. We're gonna watch it as the day goes on. If we see it make some sort of move, we just have it on the watch list so we can always go back to it. Uh, so Sokka, I know you wanted to see some scalping. I would look at this. So Circle Internet Group. I see some very large flow for 3DD. And the 220 call. So if you want to scalp the 220 calls with the whales, you actually can. They just entered. But these calls are actually pretty expensive, so I don't know if you want to. The average is 4.22, so and 3DTE, pretty risky. So maybe I should stay away from the allied. Oh, what kind of play? I'm pretty sure it's put, but thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, it's put. I'll just put that. Okay. So yeah, the circle play is very expensive, and they actually this is kind of ridiculous. They uh 2.4 million into 3DE circle bulls. I don't think I have my Pepsi contract. I mean, let me double check, but I think I actually sold it off at like 90 something percent. I don't know if I alerted it though. Um, it should be still in the profit if you still have it. So I'm actually looking at the SMG calls. The ask is 2.3 and the bid is 2.05. So there's a big spread in between the contracts. So that's kind of why we have this range that we're at. But once that spread gets closer together, and the contracts are realistically more like 2.2. Um, but sometimes when the bid and ask are crazy apart, like let's say like sometimes you'll enter in a contract and you'll see that the bid is let's say 1.5 and the ask is like 2.7. Doesn't happen often. You can try to fill that bid and you instantly get profit. Um, a play where this happened for me, I was playing Dollar Tree and I was playing Dollar Tree calls actually, and the setup was a really nice setup. It was flow and a good setup on the actual chart. And the bid and ask were so far apart that I was able to enter in at 1.1 or enter at 0.75, and then instantly the contracts were worth 1.2. So if you see some of those larger spreads, you can actually take advantage of that and be patient and try to get it filled. Maybe just above bid. When people sell market, they directly sell to they directly sell the bid amount, and they don't even realize that they're selling at this low value because usually the spreads are closer together. So that's one thing just to look at when you're trading spread out contracts. So yeah, these circle bulls are already up, actually a decent amount, so props to them. SPY, um, still nothing yet that I see. We're holding out for that 619 range, very strong range, for today. I think we did get a buy signal on QQQ, but I just ignored it since it was the first 30 minutes of the market open. Don't want to get faked out. The indicator is just a custom indicator I made. It's just to help me trade and in turn help you guys. I know there's a lot going on. Um, and as we do more lives, we kind of explain it more and more of how it works, just to kind of give you guys an idea when you're watching, so you're not just looking at my chart and being kind of confused. I don't really want that. I want you guys to learn along with me. And every time I take a trade, I want you guys to know kind of what the reasoning behind it is, and why we might do something like that. Uh, So yeah, once again, we have TSLL 2026 leaps and the FND play on the radar today, and then we're looking to take maybe one or two scalps on SPY. So for the FND, this one, um, I'm not buying or selling it yet. I'm kind of putting it on the radar. So with some of the tools I have, I'm able to see where there's some flow that's unusual, and there's an organization that put 225,000 into FND puts expiring 8/15, and if we were to enter in this trade with them, we would buy puts. We're not selling puts. We don't have any shares to allow us to sell puts, but we would look at what they entered in at. The 0.47 is what they entered in at. So if we want to enter the trade with them, we don't want to stray too far from their thing. Obviously they have a better entry because they also kind of manipulate the market in a sense where when they buy so many contracts that they kind of boost themselves. But but when we enter, we just kind of look at it's at 0.8 now, so maybe we should have entered. So they're already at almost 100%. I definitely saw that and really liked the chart, so I just didn't want to force a trade so early. That would be a nice play already, 0.8. So when it's like that, also we might have to take it off the watch list because I don't know if we can get an entry like them now. Um, but yeah, 0.8, that's great profit for them. Just think about that. They put 225,000 in, and they basically have like an 80% play, so that's like another 170,000 that they just won from playing good options trade. Kind of shows what options can do for someone or a company, whoever actually bought it. Yeah, that's crazy. It's definitely crazy, but that's kind of the power of flow. As we saw, we literally got their entry, so we could have entered with them and made profit. That's actually where we got the SMG play from. We followed flow, and the setup was a perfect cop, and we entered in, and and it was just an overall good play. I mean, I'm looking at signals. I'm getting signals from Sound, SoFi, and IMQ. So let's quickly take a look at them while we're kind of just chilling here. Um, let's look at Sound first. I personally, the company isn't the greatest overall, but when you trade them intraday, it's not really something you need to worry about. They have a big buy candle off here. I wouldn't take this just because it went from 11.9 to 13 in this one candle. So I'm gonna ignore that ion Q. Let's look here. Another one of these. Oh, it's another one of these kind of Oh, I think the signal was on the 30 minute actually for this one. Let's see here. Yeah, so buy signal right here. We're above the weekly high. We're still in that opening range. 52-week high above. You definitely could actually play this, but we're still kind of high up. So I'm just gonna kind of stray away from it. What was the last buy signal we got? We got a buy signal on SoFi. SoFi, it's on run right now. I don't want to FOMO it, but let's check it out real quick. Let's see what they're at. They're at they're above 52-week highs by a good amount, and we have a solid play for them that we missed. That's right. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Quickly check Tesla again. I don't want to miss anything. Tesla's at that 296 range. I'm gonna set an alert once they break 300, and then um. So this is actually something you can do with TradingView. I'm gonna create an alert. I don't know if I can actually do it with the screen recording on. So I'm clicking it, and we're not getting anything. Yeah, maybe I can't do it with the screen sharing. We'll just have to watch it closely. And SPY's already at that 620 range. I'm hoping we go down a little bit more towards that 619 range, and then we could really play SPY. I bought 2 shares of BMNR at 120. Could you tell me what the resistance levels are so I know when to sell? Yeah, let's look at it real quick. BMNR. BMNR. So we actually just gotta buy something off this too. So the 52-week high is your biggest resistance right here. It's at 160. But good entry off of 120. 2 shares, it's already $20 profit. Like ultimately when you guys are trading, the 52-week highs and the 52-week lows are some of the biggest pivots that you can have. Whenever you get around those, you're gonna see a big move either to the upside or downside, and if you play those, you get a nice little profit. A lot of 3 DTE stuff coming in. I would rather, if I were just dealing with you guys, I'd rather have a longer time frame on it. It's just tough with 3 DTE because anything can happen. SPY is almost at that level we want it to be at. But and actually it would be nice because if we sorry, I just saw some flow come in at the same time, which is pretty interesting. Because we are just looking at sound and I see big there's some big bears for sound right now piling up in flow. But if we get to the 619 range, we can actually play upside to 620 if 619 holds. If this range holds. The equilibrium is going to tell the story today, I think, for us. A hammer signal. We're looking at the SPY in the 1 minute. Yeah, with all those 1 minute, with all the 1 minute, signals kind of I don't trust them as much. If you're comfortable trading like hammer signals on the 1 minute, you definitely can. I just kind of find that there's a lot of noise on the 1 minute, and the really big stuff happens when. So my indicator's a lot based off of EMA bull stacks and bear stacks. So whenever we get signals, it's because of a bull stack or a bear stack. So I like those a lot when trading 1 minute because you see you see the 1 minute candles, but you're basically trading on every time frame at the same time because all the EMAs are lined up. So it's pretty interesting when that happens. One thing you do have to watch out for when you're doing it is if you're consolidating for a while, your EMAs are gonna end up being stacked and it's gonna kind of fake you out. So you have to trade on range days like today where we're going up and down, up and down. Did I see someone who was in Wolf? Um, is Cookie Gamer in the chat right now? I have some bad news for them. I just saw uh Wolf 2 put 7/25. That was kind of crazy. Sorry, that just got me sidetracked. So there's actually um Meta 720 calls. There's 15 million in Meta 720 calls expiring 725. I definitely want to take a look at that. Whenever you have that much money into the options trade, definitely turn your head. So let's take a look at 720 calls. Oh, geez, that's almost in the money too. Wow. And their average is $17 is 17.49. Jesus. That is a heavy size. 15 million in a options trade. They actually entered twice. Their first average was 20.3, their new average is 17.4. So that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I want to go back to the 1 hour. Let's pull up Tesla again. If I see any Tesla flow, Tesla call flow, we are gonna enter the leaps. I want to follow flow also. So so be prepared. I'm definitely leaning towards the TSLL leaps today. I want to do it today at some time during the market. I'm still watching Tesla. We're at that 297 range right now. Um, it's pretty tough. Tesla gets stuck here quite a bit whenever and he kind of burns your contract. So I kind of want to wait till I see flow behind our trade. But if we break 300, I might just enter myself. I see you're typing. I'll wait for that. It's up in the chat. It's 2026 13 calls. We're doing a little leap. Someone said Moderna is pumping today. Let's check out Moderna. I I tend to I tend to stay away from most pharmaceuticals because in healthcare because it's really unreliable and sort of news can really bring you down. I remember when I first started trading, Sava was it one of my like tickers that I saw a bunch of YouTube videos on. This is when I was trying to watch YouTube videos to gain experience, and this is why I say that take everything with a grain of salt, because everyone was saying Sava was going to the moon, and when you hear stuff like that, it kind of makes you laugh. But if you zoom out, I'll show you exactly when I entered. Um, oh, I just pulled out my chart. Show you exactly when I entered. If you zoom way out of the chart, all the way, I think it was maybe one of these. And then the next morning I woke up and it was at $3.50. That was the first realization that maybe you have to be careful when looking into these trades, and do your own due diligence. I don't really I see a lot of people talking about crypto. I don't really follow crypto too much. Here, this chart. Oh, I didn't mean X out of it though. Oh, I'm gonna keep looking for an entry of Tesla with you guys. I have to fix it. I'm just gonna remove this chart and then fix it. Also, any day now we could fill this gap that we made. So you'll see a big boost in contracts if we do that. You said wait, is Bishop in a Tesla call? Let me go look. Bishop's actually one of my friends. Wow, he just entered 315 calls. You know what? I might actually have to enter with him on that. I do like Tesla a lot. Right now. You can either enter his calls or the CSL leaps. His are a little bit more risky if you are okay with less profit, but longer terms, more safety, go with mine. But if you want higher risk, higher reward, I would take Bishops. You can scalp his, yeah, if you want to, yeah. But mine is gonna be a long, dragged out play, so you have to be patient. Let me look at the 13 calls. TSLL, let's see here. Yeah, you could do a day trade. Yeah, you could do a day trade with Bishops. But I think I'm gonna actually enter in uh 13.43 calls for January 16th. Oh, for mine you might not see a lot of movement in a day trade. You probably won't, to be honest. When you take these calls that are really far out, they don't move as much as you probably like. Even in the money is around 3.4, so we're looking to get like a solid like 50% release. So I'm actually trying to get filled right now at 2.34. I'm actually gonna send an alert into the Discord about these calls. Let me send it right now. Uh, I know I usually don't like to stack up call plays, but this one is one of those that's very long away. Quickly send an update that this is okay. I just sent out what I entered at. If you look at my alerts, I'm quickly. My stuff is still bugged. I apologize. I'm gonna have to fix that. I code everything myself, so whenever something like that happens, I have to find the time in the day to fix it, which is not always the easiest thing to do. Very nice candle off Tesla right there. Did you guys enter? Did you guys get the same entry as me by chance? If you entered with me? Also, that one person who entered, who still might be in PEP, you're up still 30, probably 37%. So if you want to get out, you can. That was a really nice trade. They're a great company. Whenever Tesla goes down like that, you can always. I mean, whenever Pepsi goes down like that, you can almost always expect a reversal. That 52-week low is just so strong. So we were talking about the Meta contracts earlier, and they're at 18.7 million now. They keep adding size, which is just ridiculous. I don't know who is out there buying this many contracts of Meta, but they know something we don't. And the main reason why I like to trade TSLL even on options, which is usually not the oh, spies at that range. Let me go take a look. But yeah, they are. So a little bit more, a little bit. They need to drop a little bit more. Once again, um, above 60, above 619.5. The target is 621 to 623, which is pretty nice. It's just above equilibrium. We might probably end up scalping towards equilibrium. And then the shorts is after is if we break 618.5 with volume. Not looking to force anything. It's still 10-20. A lot of time in the market to develop. So we're almost ready for a trade on SPY. I'm not pulling up any contracts yet though. Um, yeah, thank you for answering that. Um, I use short and put together, like they change it up. Um, I'll change it up like mid sentence. 7-Eleven for so that's end of this week. I mean, you can do that for a quicker scalp as long as you just don't size too heavy and don't size too heavy and just be careful with Tesla. It just moves rapidly. But yeah, you can definitely scalp that pretty well. Yeah, we do have a strong low at that 619.4, and that's kind of why that's our zone. If we break that, then the next zone is 618.5, and that's the zone that if it gets broke, we're gonna go down to 614, like almost guaranteed. So I'm really waiting for a good setup here. That could break us. That could break us into it. I'll try to let you know. It's a little tough because whenever you're going for a scalp, you kind of know it's like a 15-second thing where it's like you see it and then you get into it and then by then you can't take your eyes off the chart. So I'll try to ping in the premium chat, but I can't promise anything with just how quickly those things are. But I'll make sure to if you're in here, I'm gonna tell you to pull up the contract so you're ready. Um, I'll say like pulling up SPY 614 puts or something. Um, yeah, so if we do puts, it's gonna be 0 to DTE. I take these day trades on my own basically like every day. I just don't post them into my alerts just because they are so difficult to tail. I know Maestro, he tries his best to tail them, but it's pretty tough if you're not on his live stream. Um, but yeah, he's a great trader. He's also good at spike ball, uh, which is funny. But we're gonna be patient until that 618.5, and then it's almost like a guarantee that we're gonna drop even more. So solid range for us today. Um, I kind of find it funny how uh I find it funny how Bishop basically entered while we were trying to enter off of Tesla. Um, that's usually a solid. That's usually a solid indicator of good things to come. He's a great trader. So SPY bouncing off this 16.65 zone. Not exactly what we have our demand set at, but just slightly above. That's a good thing to note right there. Um, that this level we bounced at. And if you guys notice, if you see these green candles here, how they're still kind of red, I have certain indicators that kind of show that even though that these are green candles, that it's still not a sign that the reversal is done. So once you see these red green ones turn into actual green ones, that's a sign to that we actually are in reversing order. But yeah, so we just bounced off there, and if you look, we're like a magnet to equilibrium. Do you guys see this right here? This is what we're looking for if we went long. Basically scalp up to this equilibrium zone, and then we honestly might reject here. But this right if we entered right here, this would be like a 30% play off of SPY. So let's go. Tesla broke through. Um, let's go check out our calls. Wow. Hey, great entry on those TSLL calls. We're already at a mid price of 2.5, so already a really solid entry. Good stuff for whoever tailed that. Good stuff, guys. SPY is breaking through. Yeah, so this is what you want to see if you're scalping long. So when you hit a demand pocket and then you climb towards equilibrium, we still might reject off equilibrium, but it's we're not fully out of the woods just yet. So the change of character, it means more when you're playing longer time frames. So like a 1 minute change of character, it's nice. It's like an extra thing that you can look at, but it's definitely not as reliable as like a change of character on a 1 hour time frame. So I usually tend to ignore that unless I'm actually in a trade. But yeah, it's a good thing to look at, especially when we're looking at these trades. You know, it's really funny to me when I'm just like looking at, I see like all the people in the audience and all the names are really funny. I like your profile pic, Chef. And then Ro Jogan. Spy's still climbing. So our actual plan for today on Buck was above not 619.5. We're targeting 621 to 623. And if you look at that, we went above we went down to 16.66 or 619.66 and we're targeting 61621. So the plan today was good. We just didn't actually execute it because we didn't hit that actual demand zone. We hit right above it and went up. So maybe my level was slightly off, which is unfortunate, but it was in the ballpark, which we saw right there. Yeah, we might still reject off 621, but when you have a bullish trend like this, you don't want to just enter puts based on a guess of a rejection. We do have this small supply zone up here, but it's not really a big supply zone. And I think if we keep going, we're just gonna smash through it. Yeah, you gotta see if buying power dies. If volume dips too, because these are solid candles that we see going up. Yeah, I see Tesla at 301. Congrats who entered on off either my or Bishop's call out. You're up already, decent amount. Nice little red candle right there. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say something, but um, if you see now, it's the opposite. If you see how the red candle's green, that means that we're not there yet. We're not reversal yet. Um, let's go Tesla. Yeah, you see how the little red candle was green and it turned into an actual green candle, so that's why you gotta be careful. Um, when waiting for a reversal. Not every red candle is actually red. It just looks like it. Yeah, these are highlighted green candles, so these are gonna keep going. Let's see what happens when we reach this zone right here. Wow, we wicked on that line, but we still might break through. Let's see if we can break it. Wow, that line is strong. And if you guys wonder why I have so many lines on my screen, That's why, because any of these lines can be a rejection zone. So it's nice to have all of them there so you know if something just happens, you don't have to ask why, you can see why. But I think we might break through this. It's really strong though. And we broke through the zone. Now this might keep ripping, but it's kind of too late to enter calls here unless unless we show you more sight towards going up. But we might get burnt out here. I don't wanna enter calls and us just sit there and wait. Yeah, there's 622 rejection, there's 623 rejection, so there's a lot of rejection spots up ahead. And also I don't know if any news came out that could be a catalyst. So I don't know if you're in this call, but I just got a DM from someone on the server. Um we still have the red candle screen, so I'm not waiting on a reversal just yet, but if we see an actual red candle, you might see a reversal towards equilibrium, but we might bounce to this area again, so I'm not even gonna bother entering a trade. But I just got a DM from Andy. From he's from the server, and he asked why is SMG's price going up, but the options price is going down. So I don't know why, but right now SMG is delayed on Robinhood. So if you have SMG on Robinhood, if you have SMG on Robinhood, you have to I don't know why, but the price is delayed. So it's really weird because it says it's 2.23 now, but I think we're even higher. Let me look at. I actually have contracts on my Webull and my Robinhood, and it looks like we are at 2.23. So I don't know what's going on, but SMG I'm not worried about. We're about to hit 69, and if we break 69, um, we're gonna have a really nice next leg up. If we break this week high, gain some volume, we're gonna have a solid pop here, which I'm actually excited to see. And Tesla is still running. Great entry, guys. Huge green candle right here. I think we might try to fill the gap today. So let's keep that up, guys. I'll send a little picture of our TSLL leaps just so you guys have it. Really nice trade that we caught today on the live. Solid stuff, guys. Really solid stuff. Um, I think one of you guys pinged me. I'm gonna quickly look. Look at Spy. I got you. Oh yeah, nice little rejection. Not a full rejection just quite yet, but oh, that does look like a solid rejection. We'll see how it behaves around equilibrium. I'm staying true to my levels today. I already saw right here that the levels are right, so I don't want to enter a trade, just enter a trade. So I'm gonna wait till we get back to this zone right here to enter a trade. I think we could hit a really nice we might be able to hit 100% play today if if we what's it called if we uh if we get back to the zone. So that's definitely something to watch out for. Yeah, we hit 69 on SMG. We have to break 69.1. If we could do that, then it's a lot of room to the upside and move my magnet up. Maybe for some good luck. Tesla's still running. You'd love to see it. Neat. Okay, Tesla's still running. You'd love to see it. And SMG is around 2.2. You still love to see it. Um, I hope Spy tanks a little bit so we can catch an entry, but this is the power of equilibrium. We wicked off it and now we're going back up. We'll see if that holds. It's gonna have a tough time holding with all the pressure right now, but um, just answering profit in the main chat. Let's see if we can. I really want to catch a spy trade with you guys. I'm waiting for our levels to actually come out for us. Uh, that 619 range is the golden spot, and I was really hesitant right here because we didn't actually hit the actual level of 619.5, but we should have definitely entered right there. But hey, what can you do? We missed it, but we won't miss the next one. SMG is up to 68.96. Um, we might see a break here, which would be really nice for our contracts. And the Tesla play we just did, really nice candle. I think the TSLL calls are up 10% if you went in with me already. So that's great to see. We're just gonna have to be patient with SPY. It might take an hour before we can get a trade, but if we can get a trade at that 619 zone, as I say that, we get the craziest red candle. Um, I don't know what just happened, but definitely watch out here. I don't, and we're working off it, so some weird stuff happened in this SPY, but we might have to wait a little bit till we get back to that 619.5 zone that we want to be in. 11 call 711 at 0.3. Definitely a little riskier, less time to develop. But if Tesla goes to try to fill the gap, then you'll have a solid profit. It's definitely up to you. If the risk to reward is there for you, then you can take it. But um, I could see Tesla still running today. You could do it if you would like. It's just keep a good stop loss on it. Keep a solid like 20% stop loss on your for a low risk play. If you're looking for a low risk play, you should go further out. Anything in the short time can definitely get burned, but market is overall strong right now, and I think Tesla is due for a nice retrace. So as long as Elon doesn't send a tweet your way, can I suggest a play for you? Um, if you want to wait, I mean, I'm sure we'll find another one. We saw the FND calls we put on our watch list are up 100% already, so we don't wanna FOMO that. But I'm still watching flow. I'm seeing some overall everything in the Mag Sevens are all the flow is bullish. I'm looking right now. I see Nvidia 160 calls expiring August 8th is at 13.6 million um, dollars worth of contracts. So if I look at those, the average price on those is 6.46, and the bid ask ratio is 67% towards bid. So so all the Mag 7s are looking strong right now. So if you get into that Tesla play, um, you should be okay as long as we keep this run we got going. All the mags are, yeah, we're looking strong. So definitely, when we're looking at SPY today, it's gonna be tough to find a good put play just because the mags are so strong. But we might see an area of weakness if we see some news come out or if we see some tweets. As long as we get back to that 619.5 range, we can actually play calls, which is what I want to do today. I'd rather play calls than puts just because of where the market is right now. But if the opportunity presents itself, obviously we can play both ways. That's the beauty of it. Um, hey, Chef, that's awesome. You were in Tesla from yesterday, and I was gonna go take profit now. Yeah, if you can trim, that's how I trade. I'm always trimming. Secure your profits so they don't turn into two deficits. I almost trimmed a little bit off TSL, but with having expiration of January 16th, I think I just need to be patient and put those under the rug. I can really see Tesla any day now just popping like uh or do you know what what's the fill right now for those? How much is a contract each for the 317.5s? Honestly, hey, um I understand why you got out. That's not a bad um sorry, I just saw one of the other analysts sent in the Twitter. There's no change to this date and there will be no change. Tariffs will start being paid on August 1st, 2025. So let's watch how Spy reacts to that tweet. Usually Spy reacts pretty heavily when Trump sends something out. 1.69, I would definitely stay away from that one personally. I think the TSL is way less risky. Um, Getting a fill of 1.69 on a contract that can go either way is definitely a little tough. But um, don't force anything. We'll find something for you to play today. That's safer. What are you looking at for buying power, if you don't mind me asking? Are you a smaller account, larger account? I don't want to suggest something where it puts you at risk also. Small 200, okay. So yeah, let's not force anything with your smaller account. I don't want to burn what you have going right now. Um, yeah, let's find something in like that August 15th range where you don't get hit after every pre-market. You stay safe and we can find a solid play. I'm still looking at flow while we're talking through all this, so if anything catches my eye, I'm gonna tell you right away. Yeah, you had these on your watch. Yeah, yeah, no worries. I don't want to force anything for you though. Um, but hey, proud of you, Chef, for making that play. Um, that's good profit right there. Let's take a look. SMG, we're actually at a critical point right here. Let's see what happens at 69.06. If we break this, we're gonna have a solid jump to the upside. Really nice setup on this one still. If this is the handle, and we break it, then we will see a very nice pop in the next couple hours. This is one of those plays that, if you look, it takes a long time, but it's definitely going to be worth it in the end. We still have 40 something days till expiration. By not reacting too much to Trump's tweet, I don't know if it hasn't gone to mainstream media yet, or if it's just not a big deal, but we just had a small change of character on the 1 minute. I'm not too worried. I kind of want to see more red just so we get to that range that we want to be at. So it's possible to take a day trade today. I know it's kind of tough. Um, yesterday was tough, especially to get a day trade in, just because. But today's looking stronger and more of a possibility. Anyone have any tickers that they want me to look at, or we can all see? go over real quick. I know someone was talking about Wolf, but I don't recommend getting that. A lot of puts on the flow, so I never want to go against the big money. I see someone at me, Palantir. Let's check out Palantir. I'm pretty sure Bishop was in some calls on Palantir, so pretty interesting to see. Palantir, this is the 30 minute. Let's check the 1 hour. Whenever I look for swings, usually never on the shorter time frames. Let's look at this here. Very nice demand zone right underneath. If we draw our lines, starting from the bottom, let's see if we can get a solid line here. Or maybe we should start from this one, but you can either do that touch point. I mean, it's definitely. I do kind of see this though. If you put a line here and here, us bouncing off this. I don't know if this is a zone. No, let me turn on my indicator. That's actually a pre-market low right there, but it just broke it. So, what are you seeing on Palantir if you don't mind me asking? EMAs? Okay. Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Palantir is also good, solid company to be investing in overall. The one thing that does kind of worry about me is every single time Palantir reaches a new high, their CEO actually does a little bit of dumping. Hit the range for SPY. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're actually getting close to that range. We're almost there. Just so like you guys know, when we trade SPY now, we're gonna be actually looking at. I'll tell you which strike price. Just so you guys have it out and ready. If you follow the day trade, I would say if you don't know too much about day trading, I would probably stay away from this trade right here because high risk. Just in general for taking it. I have the options chain out right now. If we go long, it's probably gonna be the 620 calls, and if we go short, it's gonna be the 617 calls because we're looking at a break of 16. Sorry, I keep saying 16. The 617 calls. We're gonna look for that for puts and the 620 calls for calls. That's just because our levels are different for each value. So we're looking at a break of for 619 and 618.5 to see a downside up until 614. And then for our long play, we're looking for a breakdown towards 619 and then a break of 619.5 with some volume. Um, so I have both. If you have Webull, you can see both options. But if you have like Robinhood, just have SPY open on your screen. Um, so I can put that in here. Either 620 calls or 617 puts by looking for break of 618.5 with volume for puts targeting 614, trim multiple times before. Looking for downside towards 619 and break of 619.5, targeting 621 to 623 in calls. So those are our two plays right now for SPY. And this area right here is just a lot of clutter. We need to break that. We need to break that next level down to 619 to have a higher confidence trade. No reason to just jump in right here. just because we might see a pop here, or we might not. Definitely don't want to get FOMO and be like, we should have gone in and we should have not. Um, but if we break low of day on SPY, we could reach a new low. But I mean, overall the mags still look good, so it's kind of tough taking calls right now. I mean, taking puts right now. Um, Amazon's the only thing that's not really looking too good, but it's a little funky based off of just the reasoning behind it. I see Profit is kind of looking into that. He's looking to add eventually, so if you guys follow Profit, definitely take a look at that. I still have the SPY options chain open, but I'm not looking at taking anything right now. I just have it just in case we see a nice play that we can take. Um, I'm also gonna quickly run to the bathroom, so hopefully the market doesn't explode while I'm gone, but I'll be gone for like a minute. So I'll be back. Would you guys like me to mute the music when I mute myself? Because I kind of find it annoying. I don't know if you guys find it annoying if you're like doing something while I'm live or something, just having like random elevator music in your ear. Would you rather me mute that? Just type in the chat. You don't have to answer anything. Alright, since no one answered, you guys get stuck with elevator music for the next minute. Alright, guys, I am back. Let's take a quick look at SPY. Let's see if it magically dumped while I was gone. Unfortunately, it did not. So we're gonna have to wait a little longer on SPY. Which is the name of the game. I mean, the whole thing about trading is you have to like the biggest thing is patience. With any trade, swing or day. You definitely have to be just super patient. You can't force anything because that's when you make mistakes and that's when um you kind of lose money. And I know like trading in itself is somewhat of an addiction, so I get that with a lot of people like you need to trade, but you don't always need to trade. The best setups come with time. Let's see how. Okay, so we actually have a break of SMG, which is really I love to see actually. And then Palantir down. I want to pull Tesla's chart back up. I want to have that up in the corner of my screen. We're still 3% in the day. We're still up around 5% of the leaps, which I need to stop looking at because I actually don't even want to see those. Yeah, like those pep calls. I mean, I haven't actually looked at my signals in a while. Let's go take a look at the signal. Let's see if we can find anything. Okay, a lot of different signals. Um, let's first take a look at QQQ. I know that we're kind of still ranging, so let's see if these buy call signals were any good. Honestly, not terrible signals on these. We went from 552 to 553, so you could definitely scalp these signals. I missed them unfortunately, just because I haven't been looking at the signals, but yeah, that's something that's really nice to have. NVO signal on the NVO, Novo Nordisk signal on the 30-minute. Actually, I don't want to look at that on this chart. I'll put SPY back up here. But you guys see how we target equilibrium each time we go up? We get to the zone. SMG is starting to run a little bit. I like to see that in the corner of my eye. What am I looking at? Oh yeah, Novo. Let's check this on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. Oh, this is a potential play. If you guys see what I'm seeing, we actually have a EMA bull stack on the 30-minute, and what else we have is a break of the weekly high. So when this happens, we see a nice little pop for the most part. So I'm putting NVO calls on our watch list. That's the next thing on our watch list. You could actually scalp these NVO calls, putting that on there. That's another healthcare pharmaceutical, so it's definitely a little bit riskier. Let's go check out SMG. I see people talking about how it's still the contracts are. Yeah, I'm not really understanding the movement of the SMG contracts. It's really frustrating in the end because also we entered at 67 and we're actually at 69 now. So the trade actually panned out perfectly, but oh, so I see the just the bid and ask are very far apart for these SMG calls. I think that's what is holding us back right now. Um, those need to tighten, and then we should see a nice pop in the premiums. In the end, I mean, we're still 40 days out from expiration. I gotta keep drilling that in because we gotta stop looking at this intraday stuff unless we have a serious reason to. We're still in a really solid spot with SMG, and I think we just actually broke the real handle of the cup and handle. So we're gonna keep seeing some positive stuff. So that's the hope at least. We'll hopefully see another candle like this right here. Um, yeah, and we have a break of structure on the 1 hour, which everything still lines up to a great setup. So. Um, and the reason why I put NVO on the watch list and not actually taking anything is because even though I said calls, we actually might reject off this weekly high. So something to be very careful of. Let's check the algorithm for today. See what we're looking at. So the algorithm is up 52%. You love to see that. Sweet. SMG still going up to 69.25. NVO, I want to see what we do right there. So SMG, if you guys take a look now, we're actually up to the mid price of almost 2.3. So we're almost back at break even, which is crazy. SPY, you might see a break in SPY towards the 621 mark, but I really don't want to go against my levels here. I want to stay consistent and true to what we have written down, just because I can already see it playing out in our favor. As long as we don't force it, I think we're gonna have a great trade today if we just be patient. We're gonna retest today at some point. We just have to be ready for when that happens. Um, and that's why I kind of have today, like basically we're live trading for a while, and even if you have me on in the background, I'll try to scream to get your attention, but it's really important to be on here when we actually take the trade because I don't want any confusion because it's like let's say I buy 10 contracts of but let's say I buy 10 contracts of SPY calls. literally like every 10 seconds when we're trimming if the calls work out. So like at 10% trim, 20% trim, 30% trim, and then set like instantly once after our first trim, usually I set the stop loss to break even. So yeah, I set the stop loss to break even, so we end up basically only having a winning trade at that point. So SMG, beautiful, beautiful pop right here. For all you guys that are in it, this is what exactly what I was saying. Once we get past, as soon as we get past that 69.9 mark, we're gonna have a big pop. And look what happened. We had a nice little 40-cent pop as soon as we broke that 69.9 pop, 0.09 pop. Let's see where we're at in the contracts. So right now we're up about 5%, which is kind of frustrating. We got in at six when the actual share price was at $67. Um, and it's already at 69.5, but just that decay really hit us hard because of this short week, which I kind of knew was happening, but the setup was just kind of hard to just ignore, and it had the flow with it. I think it's one of the most beautiful setups I've seen in a while. Spy still nothing. Just gonna be patient with Spy. We might have to wait an hour or two before we can even get an entry, which kind of unfortunate. But what can you do? Hopefully SMG just keeps ripping. So I just got a DM about when I'm looking to trim SMG. First trim 10%. I'm not gonna stay away from that. I still really like the setup, and we're already up 6.5% right now. If I might try to get I might try to get a a trim at the ask. We'll see if that's possible. Um, if you have one contract, I would wait a little bit. I would set your stop loss to 2.3 and or 2.2. I would set your stop loss to 2.1 and just let it run. And try not to look back. If you only have one contract, it's kind of different story. I don't want you waiting. I don't want you trimming at for a 10% profit if you can just let it ride. All we have to do is break that 69 mark and hopefully we can just keep on ripping, keep on chugging along. Yeah, I think SMG is really getting ready to have an absolute explosive move right here. Um, That I think the best way to, like if you like what we have going on right here, if you like the live, if you like, all that stuff, I think the best way to support me is probably through, Twitter. So if you guys wanna support me, Twitter is the best way to do so. Just because it's kinda like the medium ground for everything. I post on there a bunch of times whenever I'm looking, at stuff and just everything like that, so I don't know who just said that. Yeah, but I just sent my, Twitter in the Premium Live class. If you guys can follow that, that'd be my personal thank you. I'm gonna send just a picture of the chart so, you guys kinda see what I'm seeing here. Let me see if I can put, this is really bad. I apologize for my drawing skills. Let me delete all this just so I don't have an issue on here. Okay. SPY is just kind of consolidating at equilibrium right now. There's nothing that we could do to nothing that we could trade with right now. Might have to wait till like after lunchtime to see a move in to see a move in the in SPY that we can actually trade. Which is I was hoping we can catch one earlier, but you don't think there's anything to trim on what? Oh, yeah, when you were saying earlier, there was you could trim at 10%, um, but he just has one contract, so it's not as, good to just trim when you have a good setup. Why is this guy why is this guy upset with my magnet? If you guys look at, yeah, that 617 put, I really wanna play. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting, and waiting until we get to that 618 mark. I can tell if he's serious. The, bag chaser analyst in the premium chat. I could send my levels too, just so you guys kinda see it. Um, but there's this demand is just growing and growing while we're waiting, which doesn't help us, in the waiting period. Yeah, I don't know why he's upset. I'm kinda confused. I don't know what I did. Yeah, he doesn't mess with the magnet. I think it's just funny to put it there. Spy needs to get out of this range for us to have a clean play. Thank you for saying that. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna send one too. Yeah, I saw him crying about $18 yesterday on losing it. I was really confused. By dropping a little bit here, we might hopefully finally see a pop to where we actually need it to be. Um, I need this 1 hour candle to hold on SMG. We have I think 9 minutes left. If it can hold in this area, the continuation is inevitable. We just have to have it hold the break of structure. Spy still dropping, which is very, very nice to see. Um, let's look at some flow. So I see some buildup of Apple puts. Um, and I see some buildup on 6 DTE spy puts. So we might see a little bit of a step down, but I don't think anything too crazy, to be honest. I'm still helping him even though he's mad at me. So I personally I have my I so I have 3 accounts. I've said it a couple times, but my long-term portfolio is on Robinhood, and my options portfolio is on Webull, and my what's it called? My my algorithm portfolio is on TradeStation. So Webull is great for options, especially because you can set stop losses on your option. So Robinhood, you can't really do that. So you can set a stop loss on your and a take profit on Webull. Let's say like 20% when you enter a trade, and then it'll automatically sell no matter what you're doing. I'm looking. Let's check Palantir out. You said it recovered. SPY is still dropping. We just have to be patient. Um, Palantir. Whenever I think of Palantir, I think of Planter. Yeah, it bounced. I can't. Yeah, it bounced off the. You were right. Bounced off EMAs. Good stuff. You love to see it, actually. Wow, I cannot spell. I tried to spell especially, and I just mistyped it so bad. I almost sent it. I just liked everyone's comment that was right. Someone says spy. It's okay. Yeah, spies get in there. It's having trouble getting to that spot we need it to be, but it's chugging along. Come on, spy. I want to get a trade in with you guys. Yeah, we're still in the SMG 75 call. Jeez, this thing just doesn't want to go down. This demand is strong. It's fighting to go down. Come on. Uh, oh man, tough. What can I say? What's unfortunate too is I have to head out at 2 EST, so that's in like 3 hours, but like an hour and a half more like, but I can't trade power hour with you guys, which I want to do. Maybe we'll schedule in a date later this week. Maybe we'll do just like strictly a power hour play. Um, those are fun and they move a lot. Robinhood released a new options trading platform. Do you have to? Is it actually on the Robinhood app, or is it you have to download a separate app? Oh, it's a website. That's interesting. I actually haven't seen that. That's pretty neat, honestly. Um, I'll definitely have to take a look because I do have some of my leaps on my Robinhood account, so maybe I can go take a look. That's actually I'm gonna save that. Thank you. I'll take a look at that. Also, what's here's a tip for you guys. So if you use Webull, you can trade inside of a IRA, and all your profits are untaxable. So that's kind of I have one of my accounts in there. It's I kind of want you guys all to hear this real quick. This is really important. If you go to Webull and you open up a traditional IRA, let me go find it real quick. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So if you go to accounts overview and you explore more accounts, there is a any of the IRAs, um, you can literally trade. All your profits are untaxed, but certain of them you have certain limitations. Like in a Roth, you can only put X amount in a year. But if you trade inside the IRA and leave it there as like let's say a retirement account, at the end, all your profits are untaxed, depending like literally on whatever returns you get. So it's one of the things that I learned to do, and I'm very happy I learned because short-term capital gains tax is heavy on profits. And I can actually send I can send a more detailed explanation of that. Yeah, Roth IRA. I can send a more detailed explanation of that after this stream if you guys want. I have like a PDF on it. Let me look at Spy. Thank you for keeping me in check. Ooh, Spy wants to get there. We'll see if it does. I'm gonna have my contracts open right now just in case we see a drop in Spy. And remember, 620 calls or 617 puts. That is um, the the thing that we're looking for. So yeah, SMG is pulling back slightly, which is a little upsetting, but that's alright. We still have 40 days till expiration, and the setup's still good, so I'm not worried. Let me keep my eyes on Spy real quick, so we don't have a reverse. Yeah, honestly, the Robinhood desktop and the Weeble desktop look very similar, but I never used that. I really just use the apps. Yeah, Robinhood's definitely good with some stuff like IPOs. What's funny is I see you have Archer in your portfolio. I actually have that same thing. I have Archer in mine as well. I think my average is like $7. I have a PDF with leverage ETFs too. I can send that too. Just so you guys have that. Let me look. Long. So I made this a little while ago, so some of it might be outdated, but I can show you. I can send this just so you guys have it. has a bunch of good leveraged ETFs that you can check out. I does not want to break 619 today. Let's see. Let's quickly check out Tesla while we're waiting. I meant to click the other one. We're still in the profit range, still solid entry. I'm hoping for a gap fill. We may have to wait for an overnight. Uh, sorry, I just saw. I like Archer. I like Archer a lot. Let's quickly check. I'm gonna check my signals for buy signals on different different areas. I'm seeing a lot of SOXL buy signals. Let's check what the how the semiconductors are doing. This is one of those I bought long term and I still haven't looked at it. Like I still haven't looked at my returns. My average share price for this is I think $7.6 a share. Bought like 2 or 3 months ago, whenever the big drop was. So Excel is one of my biggest um, gainers in my long-term portfolio. I like Archer a lot. It has a good spread of companies in it, and also it's just it was really undervalued when we had that huge drop. So I invested some capital in it. I also like a couple of other ones. Like I think it's I forget the ticker. It's like CIBR. I have to find the Roth IRA PDF. I'll find that for you though. I'll make sure to send it. I'll ping all you guys. But it's definitely something to look into, especially if you're younger. The younger you are, the better. But um, what was I saying? Yeah, Archer has a good variety of companies in it, and it's a lot of solid ones that can make your money back. How do you find long-term holds? How I do it mostly is I try to find undervalued companies. Especially when we had that huge drop, I kind of looked for ETFs of all the companies that I was looking into. So that's why I really invested a lot into SOXL. Invested a good amount into Archer. I invested a good amount into TSLL because that's when Tesla was at like 220 maybe. I forget what it ended up dropping to, but it was somewhere in that range. And then I think it's CIBR or something. It's the cybersecurity 2X. And I invested a lot into that because that one, it's a slower mover, but each year it averages around like 20% returns. And I think that at that point it was like one of the only times it's ever been in the negative. So I scooped up some of that, and then what else did I get into? I bought a lot of SMCI and MU um, during that big drop too. That's why you kind of see it on the long-term PDF. Um, so the candle for SMG closed above the previous high, so we actually do have a break of structure, which is good for continuation for SMG. SPY is still disappointing, not gonna lie. Um, Not many buy signals and not much flow coming in. So today kind of burnt off a little bit. I'm wondering if it's because we have to wait till a little bit after lunch to see some more big money get into this because I think that's also happening with SPY. It's kind of burning out right now. just ranging. Like this is all just range. It's tough to predict. Because at any point we can, yeah. Well, it was nice to talk to you. And I'll make sure to tag you when I send that the Roth IRA PDF and whatever else I have on everything. That's one of the big things. Just like knowing little loopholes. Another thing is if any of you guys have a long-term portfolio and let's say you kind of get to like the December area and you see that like let's say like you have I don't know, let's just put out a random ticker like we're looking at SOXL, let's say you're down like 50% from SOXL, but overall in the year you had a really nice year, let's say you made $5,000. But unrealized your SOXL is minus 2,000. Let's say it's December, you sell your stocks that are down before the year closes because you don't get taxed on what you lose, you get taxed on what you make. So let's say you sold SOXL at minus 1,000, so your realized gain is minus 1,000 for SOXL, but your overall profit was 5,000 that year, but now it turned to 4,000. So you only get taxed on 4,000 out of 5,000, and you can rebuy SOXL after the new year. So if you still like believe in the company, and this works for any long-term portfolio. If you sell your losses at the end of the year, it cuts away at your profits, and then you just rebuy. You rebuy in January, and you just rebuy it all back, and it's like nothing ever happened. You just get taxed less. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but yeah. So I hope that makes sense. That's one of the biggest tools you can do in trading, just kind of helping with taxes. And one other thing you can do, if you're a very heavy day trader, trading tickers like SPX and NDX instead of SPY and QQQ, you actually get taxed less. But you have to size a lot higher when you're trading SPX and NDX especially. Um, most like if you want to get even close to in the money, it's like 1,000 or something. I don't even know. I used to trade NDX, but it moves so quickly and it's really tough for people to follow calls. So I kind of switched back to QQQ and sized less. Uh, I like swinging a lot more now just because the market's back in a good spot where you don't have to worry about just random BS that happens. What's your thought on just doing leaps every year and nothing else? I've kind of had this thought before, especially when we were at that point where everything was just murdered. Um, but like, let's say you had leaps and you bought them at the beginning of 2025, and then you saw what happened in April, and you kind of panicked. It's kind of like that type of thing where technically like it's safe, but if something happens like that again, your leaps kind of get burned. But I'm a big believer in a bull market, and I think that no matter like not no matter, but even if we go down, I think we always will find our way back up, and that's why I have like money invested kind of everywhere in like long term in algorithm and options. Like I think the market overall is a great thing, and overall I'm always bullish. Um, I think eventually we will reach a height, but I don't think we're there just quite yet. There's still so many companies that are evolving and having higher market caps every year, and still, even if it's not the Mag Sevens that are going to boost the S&P, it's going to be those companies towards the bottom, which keep just growing each year over year. Like a couple of companies this year just kind of came out of nowhere and did their thing in the stock market and grew heavily off of it. So just overall, just everything kind of I think leaps at the beginning of the year. Definitely not a terrible idea, but you just have to find those undervalued companies that deserve the leap. Don't just put it on like Apple, which moves like in a range of 200 to or 190 to 220 every year. Like you have to find a company that actually deserves a leap, which right now I believe is Tesla. With TSL, which we just bought leaps of. Um, a company that you believe is undervalued. And I would recommend staying away from just like not YouTube in general, but like just kind of believing everything that people say. A lot of people get paid for what they say, especially on YouTube. They get paid by large companies. They get paid a lot, so they're pretty convincing. So just yeah, just be careful. TSLL is still looking very nice. Um, let's check on. I haven't looked at the leap, and I don't really want to, but I'm gonna check just out of curiosity. We had a really solid entry on that play. We're still at 5%, which is good. I'm happy to see that. 5% on a leap in one day is really good. I think by the time we sell, I think we're gonna be at a solid 50-60%. And that's not even like exaggerating. We could even go way more. That's kind of just like a low ball. If Elon decides to make peace with Trump again, you're gonna see us instantly go back to that 230 range. And when we're at that 230 range, TSL is usually at that like 12, 12.5, 13 range. So we'll be almost in the money if we get back to our usual range, and that's our usual range. If we break that range and hit like 250, 260, I mean 350, 360, we'll definitely see really nice profit on those. I love trading TSL. It's one of my favorite leveraged stocks just out there. That's for sure. I'm very disappointed so far with the market. SPY is just ranging, and then um, flow is down. Last time I saw flow come in was at 11:07, and that was 45 minutes ago. Usually, when the market's hot, there's flow like every 5 minutes. Having to wait 45 minutes for anything is usually unusual. Why do people advise against leveraged ETFs like TSL? Like I get it's 2x, but it's 2x regardless if going up, so it should make a difference. I think advising against it. I think especially brokerages, they have to say like, oh, you need this experience because they move different. And I mean that's true. TSL moves a lot different compared to Tesla. Like it moves a lot quicker, faster. But that goes both ways, right? So yes, you could be 2x down, but if you invest in a company that you really believe in and that is undervalued, if you just hold, I never sell shares when they're down, like based off of panic. Um, if you just hold like TSL till it's profitable, like all you have to do is wait a month. It's not a long time. And you'll definitely be profitable as long as you entered not at like all-time highs. And that's another thing. If you enter like a company like if you enter like a stock like TSLL, when Tesla's overvalued, like if we get back to that 400 range and you 450 range and you enter a position in TSLL, that's when I would advise against it when you're closer to those like 52-week highs, 50 whatever highs. But yeah, a lot of people are just scared that it's 2x regardless. That can go up and down. But if you're patient, then you shouldn't really have to worry, in my opinion. After all, this is technically all um, not financial advice. I think I like have to say that. Did you guys take month-long TSL calls and what should I grab? I grabbed leaps. I posted in my thing. I grabbed 1/16/2026 calls for Tesla for TSL. I think all of us filled at 2.34 ish, give or take 0.012. Um, but you can still get them. Tesla's still undervalued, in my opinion. A lot of people think Tesla's overvalued no matter what, but a lot of politics gets in the way of actual like financial stuff because a lot of people don't like Elon for everything that's happening. But I kind of look past that and look at what we need to do, like where the company's at. I mean, there's no point in looking at the guy who just runs like the just the networking. I would love to see SPY do something. It's the Asia session was also a range day too, so we might actually not be able to take a trade today on SPY, which is highly unfortunate. I'm a little disappointed. SMG still looking good. SPY looking TSL looking good. So far our two open positions, SMG and TSL, are looking great. Um, you can. It's not too late to grab the leaps. I mean, if you have a big enough portfolio where you can just let it sit there and rot, I would do it. Because we're only up 5%. I think we can. I think we really hit home, like a lot higher. I think we can at least 50, 60%. Like I might not even trim these till 30%. And even if Tesla goes down again, I might just buy more leaps. Like I'm really not worried about that intraday stuff. That happens and scares a lot of people into panic selling, panic buying. Um, as soon as you get out of the certain ranges that we're in, we'll see a really nice boost. Let's check out. I still don't see any flow. Um, I'm waiting for it, but I do see SoFi puts from an hour ago, 18 puts, which those actually played pretty nice for them. Um, far above the 52 guys. Honestly, I'm seeing some people talking about selling Nvidia in the premium chat. I sold some shares of Nvidia actually recently uh at at 160. I Nvidia I think is really nice, but they've been insider selling since 2 years ago. So um whenever a company is doing stuff like that, you have to take a second to think why would they be selling off their shares internally, unless they think they're overvalued. Obviously, there's other reasons, but this is like this isn't the actual company selling off. This is the members inside the higher spots in the company selling off. So um, you have to either believe that you're overvalued or you need the money. But people in those positions usually don't need the money. Let's check out Novo. Um, what was those calls again? I have to look at it. Scroll back. Might have missed it. I'm trying to find it. Does anyone remember what was the strike for Novo? I don't. I wonder if I just wrote Novo. I wrote Novo calls. I don't remember what. I gotta find this flow. I wonder if they sold off already. So I wonder if they sold off their position already. That may be why I can't find it. So I think they actually made a profit off of it already. And like I was saying, the Asian market was also ranged like this. So so that might be just what we expect today. And range days like this, we don't really want to trade in. Anyone have any tickers they want me to look at? Intel puts. Intel's always somehow getting their way down. Oh, I actually have a trend line drawn here. When did I draw this? Jeez, that thing is old. Holy. It kind of actually, wow, it's still active. That's crazy. Actually, you know what? I kind of like Intel puts too. We have a week high, and then we're just on the weekly high. So let me quickly turn this off so I can see. Yeah, you know what? I like Intel puts too, actually, Chef. That's a good find. Um, do you know it has huge tank warnings like tomorrow morning? I used to get 300% of those. I believe it. I mean, oh, well, yeah, you could definitely get scanned. Um, yeah, I mean, from what I'm seeing, we touched weekly highs. We're above weekly highs, and then we rejected quite a bit. So I mean, puts going into tomorrow. I mean, I might actually do a little a little fun lotto. I'm not gonna alert it or anything, but let's see if we can have some fun here. Um, I'm pulling up the Intel contracts. I'm looking at a little 3 DTE. So June 11th, I'm looking at I'm gonna buy. So once again, this is a lotto, so you guys have to be like, if you don't wanna have any risk or anything, I wouldn't even enter this with me. It's literally just like um, it's literally just like an all or nothing kind of thing. Well, not technically, but I'm looking at the 22.5 puts. And if anything, I'm gonna buy I think 3 contracts. I'm not sizing heavy at all. Um, I want to get filled at 0.15. I don't want to get filled at ask. We'll see if I get filled. That might have to take a minute to get filled. Chef, you read my mind. The 22.5 puts. Um, yeah, and if I look back at Intel here, they had a huge run up, but it looks like after every run up, they have a huge sell off. After every run up, they have a sell off. So definitely have to definitely like this play a little bit. We might have to get filled at ask, unfortunately. I'm looking at it. Yeah, one fail scared you off. Yeah, the whole thing is you can't size crazy. You have to kind of size the same every time and just let it add up. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna get filled at 0.16 instead. I don't think I can get filled at bid. If you want to be patient, you can try to get filled at you can try to get filled at bid and try to save yourself something. But let me send exactly what it is. I'm gonna look at SPY in a second. Lotto Intel 22.5 puts 3 DTE. Intel is basically a scalp. It's a lotto. So it's only 3 days till expiration. I think we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow morning though to see a drop off. But that'd be nice to see a little high percentage win. Okay, I'm seeing actually. Okay, some flow is finally starting to come in here. Um, very fine. We have to wait so long for this. I'm seeing so much flow on SoFi puts. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I kind of want to take another look at SoFi real quick. I clicked the wrong one. I hate when I do that. Okay. So I think just the logic is that it's overextended and it needs to catch a breakdown. A lot of good buy signals. The buy signals here actually started at 14, and then last one was at 20. So if I actually followed that, that would have profited nicely. SPY, yeah, SPY is still climbing. Um, I mean, let me look at oh, we were just talking about Archer. I've seen a lot of calls for 11.5, for 725 and 109K. Um, I want to see these SoFi puts. So it's actually SoFi 20. They're actually in the money. Um, for July 18th. Their average fill is 0.7, and right now it's 0.83. So I wouldn't really want to follow that because it's already up like 15-20%. If there's a rejection on SPY, you're just gonna go for it. I mean, you could definitely do that. You have the little supply zone up here, and it rejected a couple times off there. Um, I just don't want to force a trade. That's all. Oh, you had I. Okay, nice. That's good. That's good. You're looking at Palantir 725. Okay, let's see. I feel like I keep looking at this. It's definitely far out of the money. How much is each contract? Those 150 calls are expensive. I'm not gonna lie. For only 10, or what is that, like 24 days? Or no, I'm like 15 days. Okay, 17 days till expiration. Um, that's expensive. I'm surprised they're that inflated. Yes, yeah. I might. I think open SPY contracts up. I think we're gonna take our day trade here, and we're gonna look at the 620 puts. I'm just gonna buy one contract, kind of just like a little play. Um, I'm gonna fill market just because when you're trading SPY, the bid and ask are so similar. You just kind of want to get filled. Okay, I'm gonna look to get filled here. I just got filled at 0.0.9, 0.49 for the 620 contracts. And as soon as I get filled, I always pull up the the sell screen, and basically we're gonna try to play a little thing, maybe towards equilibrium, a a little scalp. Um, we'll see. Solid candle right there. Um, I did one trim at 0.54, so that's 10% on the first trim. Um, but I only got 3 contracts. So I'm just kind of looking like to sell a couple here. I'm gonna set my stop loss basically at this supply zone. If we break that, because as long as we're in this kind of range from here to here, the contracts aren't gonna move too much. We're gonna need to see a bigger break to get like a nice 30% profit. I already trimmed at 10%. So technically we're already up a decent amount here. Good little pop down right here. I'm trimming my next one at 0.57. I got that filled. I have one contract left. Nice little bigger pop here. And I have it set to close at 0.6. I'm setting my stop loss to break even. I just closed here at 0.6. So I'm all out of 3 contracts. Um, nice little nice little 20% gain, guys. And the only reason why I sold there is because we were approaching VWAP and you might have a break back to the upside, like this candle is showing. Did you get out, Bukayo Saka? Solid 15 bucks, but that just kind of shows that the strategy works. I wouldn't worry too much about SMG. If the risk is too much for you, then you can get out. But I'm gonna be holding these for a while. It's really up to your risk to reward. I mean, if you feel that the risk is too much to keep holding, then you can worry about trimming. But if you look at the setup here, it's literally a textbook cup handle, and now we're starting to get the breakout. Um, we already broke we broke the recent high that I was kind of worried about. So we just have to kind of close in this range. We're already up 1.2% today. We could have another day or two like that, and then we'll be we'll be deep in profit. But it's really up to you. So I'm happy we were able to get a trade done today. I know it wasn't a crazy trade, it was just a simple scalp. Um, Nonetheless, it's still a 20% play. It just depends on how much each side is your reward off that. I'll probably look to close the stream out in the next couple minutes, just because we entered TSLL and we just got a nice little spy play, which is really what I was looking forward to. I just wanted at least one with you guys, just so you guys can see kind of what to be expected and how quickly it moves, because that was like literally a 30-second, 40-second endeavor. I mean, usually we have a little bit more time, but that was just like a little break in buying. It was kind of a lot less buying pressure, and we kind of ran out of steam where we usually do over here. So we just entered puts, and I was just targeting this little equilibrium zone. And once we got there, it was a 20% play, and I was personally happy with that. So I sold off. If you guys held, you kind of probably would have got a little bit more right here, maybe 30%. But I'm not greedy, like you guys see in like all my stuff. I trim so much. Um, but if there is there any last minute questions or any last minute takers you guys want to see before I close off the stream? I don't have anything scheduled to go live, but maybe we'll do like maybe I'll ask them if I can go live maybe one more time this week and do like a power hour with you guys. I think that would be pretty fun. Yeah, we need a better scalp day. Today was just a range day. We don't. That's not really what I was hoping for. Um, I'll definitely be live next week. For sure. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna be trading this week anyways. Um, and I'm sorry I don't look at crypto. I wish I understood it more, but I just don't. I see freaking what's his name? Um, Cash Out trading fart coin every day and getting 100% profit. Doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, I guess you gotta find your niche in the market. Yeah, we need a better scalp day, and I think next time we go, let me look at Intel before we head off, just to kind of see where they're at. Um, Beautiful. As soon as we entered, they started regaining steam. That's right. I'm treating it as a lotto. They should run out of steam really soon. Just compare these candles to each other. In one or two candles, we're gonna be back over here, and maybe a little play will form. But other than that, any other questions? I'm trying to look at both the premium chat and regular chat. QQQ. Let's go take a look at QQQ. A little break of structure. Is that what you're trying to show? Can we see a scalp soon? Yeah, you're definitely running out of steam here. You might be able to play some puts. If you break this equilibrium, you might be able to try to catch a scalp towards the low of day. Um, but I'm not scalping anything. Yeah, if you get to that sell zone, you could definitely play downside. But I'm also looking at it right here as if we lose steam and break under this equilibrium zone. So mark 552.4. If that breaks under there, then you could definitely scalp downside. Um, yeah, but other than that, anyone have any questions? If not, I really appreciated all you guys staying here. It was nice to have like a little audience for the day. I hope to see some more live soon with you guys. Get to know you guys all better. Yeah, of course. Yeah, each live we'll get closer as a group, and you guys will understand how I trade and I'll understand how you guys think. So it only gets better from here, guys. All right. I hope everyone takes care. Have a great rest of your day, guys.